What's going on, everybody? It's Sasha, your market expert here in Charlotte. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back for another monthly market report for Charlotte and the metro area. So, has the market officially flipped? Now, I hate to do this to you, but two answers. One, yes. When comparing it to what we had 8+ months ago, it is a complete 180. Houses are sitting on the market a lot longer than before. We're starting to see the price drops after houses have sitting on the market with zero showings for the first couple of weeks or so. A lot more things are negotiable, such as seller paid closing costs, and especially if you happen to get your inspection report back and there's a ton of stuff on there, it's so much easier to negotiate to get those repairs done and or to get concessions for those repairs so they could be done after closing. And not to mention, our due diligence deposit and our earnest money deposits have gone down tremendously. Now, on the other hand, I'm starting to see more homes being priced according to what the market is today and not what it was 8+ months ago, which is a good thing. Now, the bad part of that is it's not every home. A majority of the homes are still priced unrealistically, but some sellers out there are actually pricing it to sell and pricing it correctly. Now, the reason I say it hasn't officially 100% flipped yet is because, well, last week I had some clients, we had submitted an offer and they got another offer on that property. And I told my clients, if you guys really want this, we can go over asking, but I'll be honest with you, if I was in your shoes, I personally wouldn't do it. At this point, where we are now, I would not be paying asking price. I really wouldn't, unless you're dealing with somebody that priced the house accordingly and that priced it to sell. So there's a very big difference. And one thing I said on the last market report, if you guys didn't watch it, I said where and when I predict our inventory spike to come from, and that is spring and summer of 2023. And I was recently talking with an agent at my office, and she says, I have 3 seller clients that are looking to sell, but they are holding off until Q2 and Q3, aka spring and summer. So again, I think a lot of sellers are holding off right now because the rates, check the rates today, they're just under 7.25. And I really do think they're going to hit close to 8%, if not more. There's a couple people saying that's going to be 10%. I don't see that happening, but who knows? I definitely see 8%, close to 9% in the next 6 to 12 months or so. But again, that just kind of confirmed it. She had 3 seller clients that are waiting to sell in spring and summer of 2023 because everything is a little volatile right now. So I do think that is exactly when our inventory spike is going to come from. And you guys are going to be very surprised by some of these numbers. Inventory is looking really good. I'm very excited about it. I see us going to 3+ months of inventory in the next 6 months, 100%. I think that will happen. Prices, they're coming down a little bit, but like I said, it's a lot more negotiable. So I'm going to read you the percentage of the original list price received stat, which is very interesting. And I mentioned before that it took a nosedive, but I forgot to show you on the chart exactly what it did. It's literally a steep drop. So I'm going to end up showing you that. So if you're somebody that's looking to move to the Charlotte area, if you're looking to buy a home, an investment property, even if you are a seller in this market, make sure you're subscribed to the channel so you can keep up with exactly what is happening. So I mentioned just now that we had a situation, we submitted an offer, another offer came in. I told my clients, if I was you, I would not do it. Luckily, they listened because, like I said, right now, I would not pay asking price and or above unless the home is priced correctly from the beginning. I would be negotiating as much as possible off of the price, seller closing costs, everything that you possibly can at this point due to these high interest rates and due to a lot of houses still being overpriced for the time we're in right now. Now, a different client 2 weeks ago, We were able to negotiate $35,000 below the list price and also $7,000 in seller paid closing costs. That's a total of $42,000 off of the price of the home. That is a big decrease. This specific home was sitting on the market just over 45 days and was listed just under $450,000. Think about that, guys. $42,000 off of a home that was listed just under $450,000. I see more inventory coming. Buyer demand is down due to the interest rates. People can't qualify for the homes they want, for the areas they want. Sellers are holding off until spring and summer of 2023. It is a very good, perfect storm for opportunities coming. As I mentioned, opportunities are here now for properties that need a little bit of work, that might not be 100% move-in ready, and you can get $30,000, $40,000 off right now. I've heard the other side of it too, where I've talked to some buyers. They're like, I want to offer over 100,000 less. We're not there. we're not there. And if you do, the house is going to need $100,000 worth of work, which is justifiable. But we're not there. I don't think we'll get there. As I mentioned, I see the prices coming down 10 to 20%. A lot of chatter is talking about 40, 50%. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening at all. Now, don't want to talk your ear off. I know I already did. Let's get into the numbers and let's dive a little bit deeper with everything that's going on. If there's anything I can ever do for you, call, text, or email me anytime. All my information is right here and also linked down below. Now let's get started with the stats, starting with new listings. So keep in mind, all the stats that we go over today are from the month of October. They're all done in arrears, and the reason we do that is because we want an entire month of data compiled together to have the most accurate information possible. So with that being said, new listings, we had 4,224 new listings in the month of October, and that's a 23% decrease in new listings from this time last year, and it's roughly 650 less new listings than we had in the month of September. The interest rates are high, and as I mentioned, a lot of sellers I feel are waiting to see what happens and waiting for the buyer season in spring and summer of 2023. This is expected to go down now as we head into November and December, the holiday seasons. I think we will see the new listings continue to decrease until we get into January and February. Now let's get into pending sales, and there was 3,369 home sales pending in the month of October, and that is a 33.9% decrease from this time last year, and roughly 200 less home sales pending than in the month of September. But keep in mind, new listings are down 23%, pending sales are down 33.9%. So pending sales are a lot less than new listings. So in essence, you can see that the buyer demand is down relative to the amount of new listings. Hence, there's more options for the buyers that are actually out there looking to buy, even though the new listing count is down. Now let's move on to the average sales price and the median sales price. So the average sales price came in just above $458,000, and that is an 18.1% increase from the average sales price this time last year. Now get this, this is actually just under $10,000 more than the average sales price was in the month of September. So all this stuff is happening, but for some reason in the month of October, the average sales price went up $10,000. So guys, our real estate market is still pretty strong, even though a lot of things are changing and things are negotiable. To be honest with you, I'm very surprised by this number, but I'm telling you, it will be coming down. But with that being said, let's talk about the median sales price. Let's see what the median sales price did in the month of October. Average sales price went up $10,000 compared to the month prior. Median sales price came in at just under $380,000, and that's a 13.3% increase from this time last year. And get this, it's $550 less dollars than the median sales price was in September. So that's actually very interesting. I like looking at median prices versus averages because there's a bigger discrepancy when you're looking at averages. But that's very interesting. $10,000 more for the average sales price, but $500 less from the median sales price. Median sales price is what is going to drive a lot of stuff. As you know by now, I expect the median sales price to be within that $325,000 range within the next 18 months or so. We need to keep an eye out on this because median sales price is the affordable housing. It is what drives a lot of the real estate market. Let's talk about days on market now, which I'm very excited about. Days on market came in at 27. That is a 58.8% increase in days on market. That is an increase of 58.8% from last year. That is amazing news, and it's a 4-day increase from the month of September. Again, it's telling us houses are selling slower, and obviously that is due to the still relatively high prices and that high interest rate. But this is extremely interesting. I definitely see us getting to the 60-day mark within the next 12 months or so. But again, this is going to vary on a case-by-case basis. But for the most part, a lot of houses are sitting for a couple weeks or so. So this you need to keep an eye on. The less days on market for homes, the better it is for sellers. The more days on market for homes, the better it is for buyers in your negotiating power. Let's now get into the percentage of the original list price received. And this is where I was talking about that nosedive. This is where you're going to see why I'm telling you a lot of stuff is so much more negotiable now. And the percentage of the original list price received came in at 96.6, and that's a minus 3.9% decrease from this time last year. So not to confuse you, essentially what this stat is telling you is that you can expect to pay 3.4% below the listed price of a home. This has not been this way for literally the last 2 years. This whole year up until about 3 months ago, it's been at 100%, if not above, meaning all the houses that were listed sold at what the listing price was, but most of them were selling for even more than the listed price. Right now, the fact that you can expect to pay 3.4% below is extremely good and tells us that we're heading in the right direction. Let's get into it. Months of inventory came in at 1.8, and that is a 63.6% increase in inventory from last year. This is amazing news. A 63.6% increase in inventory from last year. This is great. Guys, we were literally at 0.5 when the market was doing the madness. We have 3 times the amount of inventory, over 3 times the amount of inventory when we were at our lowest. And again, I expect us to get between the 3 to 5 months of inventory range as we head into spring and summertime of next year, which is telling you you're going to have so many more options. And I believe the prices will gradually, slowly continue to go down and make the houses more affordable for a little span of time. And then we'll be going back up. We'll be taking a ride up again in the next 5+ years. Guys, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, call, text, email me anytime. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care. Bye.